Your timeline is messy. Your group chat is loud. But nobody breaks it down like what's hot.
This is definitely what's hot this week.
Ladies, what is the case?
The internet versus common sense.
Who would have thought Omotala would walk up an interview just like that because they ask you who you be?
Wow!
Daniel Rega said just because you sent a woman to school doesn't mean she's mandated to marry you. What do you think about that? Put it in the comment section.
Nigeria's first live social media show. 5 young ladies on a bold mission on one hot table.
All the Twitter buzzwords.
We did it, can't pay.
TikTok chaos,
For this parliament, we dey watch una for 5D.
Even political wahala, we go drag una like small generator.
No filters, no hiding.
Once it trends, we on What's Hot pick it up on the radar.
If it is sensational, embarrassing, and horrific.
If it's controversial, explosive and crazy, best bet.
We are still talking. Even when it's shocking, scandalous, and unbelievable.
And someone will definitely get shamed, dragged, and publicly disgraced.
What's Hot every weekday morning on Silverbird Television and 11 a.m. on Rhythm 93.7 FM. Social media never sleeps.
And it never forgets and never forgives.
Good morning and welcome to Silverbird Television. This show is called What's Hot, where we talk about every trending story on social media. So this is Nigeria's first social media show on your screens. So if it is burning up in social media, we are making sure we are adding all the foil necessary right here. We drag who needs to be dragged and we talk about everything necessary. My name is Vera Chukwu, your baby girl for life. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us this morning. Hi, Chidera.
Hi, Vera. Hi, ladies. Good morning.
Good
My
morning.
name is Chidera Amakaya Deha. Welcome to What's Hot.
All right, everybody, good morning and welcome to What's Hot this wonderful Tuesday morning. My name is Enela Adipune. Here we talk about all the just making waves across social media, so stay with us.
Hi people, welcome to What's Hot. My name is Praise Obata.
Okay, diving right into the first story, Chidera.
Okay, so the NDLEA, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, intercept imported Thai loud worth over 4.4 billion naira in a Papa Lekki port. I've never heard of such drugs before. This is literally my first time hearing it. Thai loud. Now, let me take some comments here. NDLEA intercepting banned products is not the problem, but what is done with those goods? Because we often see news of such goods being destroyed, but I don't believe that for 1 second, knowing how incredibly corrupt this country is. And then again, how come there's no end to this? Despite the heavy arrest, more of these news make the headline. This is from Uche Bakajan. He said, Nigeria has gone from net export to net importer of the synthetic today, which means local markets being destroyed with no shortage of import, money that should circulate locally now being shared with foreign entities. Anyways, He Who Glows says, why do I have a feeling that they are intercepting these and reselling them to the highest bidder? Because tell me why the dealers are not being shown on TV or even taken to court to be sent to prison. Something here is not right. Apostle of Grace says, suddenly NDLEA is now intercepting drugs worth billions of naira just at the drama of... Okay, I'm just going to stop there. Anyways, this is what the news is about. This is what the conversation is all about. We keep hearing, it's almost like the first guy who made the comment on Yorega, it's almost like he read my mind and he decided to share it, because why do we keep hearing news like this every single time? We hear of heavy arrests. We hear that, oh, they have apprehended a man who was holding this, or they have apprehended a grandmother who was holding this. But the next day, we are hearing of another bigger issue. And it's like, is this how it keeps circulating? Also, we've not seen, when we hear, oh, NDLEA intercepts a container filled with cocaine, NDLEA intercepts 12 cartons filled with, Canadian loud or stuff like that. We don't actually see the people involved. Is it that the goods were flying in the air and somehow they use their superpowers to catch it, and that's how it is? Like, what kind of have information is that, so if they want to share news, if they want to share information, they should share it from the very beginning to the end, because a lot of us have questions, and it's so sad that many of these questions might not even be answered. This is really just going to be the first and the last time we hear of something like this, and it's going to move on. Where exactly are these drugs taken to? What exactly is being done to these drugs? Are they being burnt? Are they, are they poured into the ocean for it to just dissolve? What exactly is going on?
Some people are saying that the only reason why they could catch them with this much, goods is because they did not settle somebody, allegedly. But I would say that at the end of the day, I think kudos to the NDLEA. It shows that they have an intelligence system that is working, that gave them this information. And but I still share the same sentiments of what Chidera is saying, because it's not just to seize, it's not just to stop. Who are the people in charge of these things? Who are the people? Because there's an audience for this thing, right? So who is the person waiting for these shipments? Also, what are you now going to do now that you've gotten this much, drugs? I think we need answers. They should not just give us half-baked story. Give us the full story so that we can see and then make decisions for ourselves. Yeah.
Okay, so according to Google, I just asked if a container is intercepted due to contraband, who should be held liable? And it says liability for an intercepted container with contraband falls on the party responsible for the cargo, such as the shipper, the importer, or the owner, and it is dependent on who concealed the illegal items or failed proper screening. So you can hold the shipper accountable, you can hold the importer, you can hold the carrier, the captain of the ship, and the bail and agent. Because I think there was a time we also spoke about something. I think it was a story where a large container filled with cocaine was intercepted, and NDLEA just came out to tell us, oh, this happened. We're able to. Who were the people responsible? Till now, I don't think anything ever came out of the case. I don't think you ever held the company responsible for shipping, or the owner of the ship, or the owner of the goods, rather, the people that were intending to come and clear it. I don't think anybody was held responsible. So if we keep having things like this, it feels like this is just half-baked investigation. It is good, it is commendable that you're actually intercepting it, but what happens to the good? What happened to the people that are intending to get it? And what happens to the people that ship the products in the first place? Who are you holding responsible? Are you just coming out to say, oh, we saw this, so we don't know how you go about it? It is redistributed or allegedly sold back into the market, and it still gets to the people it should be prevented from getting to. So
as much as there's a lot of applaud going on right now for NDLEA because they're catching a lot of people, confiscating a lot of drugs, also other people are feeling like, what's going on? This feels more performative, right? Because if it is not performative, the public is asking for transparency, right? For the whole trail to be transparent, from arrest to to what the drugs are being used for, the aftermath. We want to know. The public really wants to know, because when Chidera talked about information, I kind of really agreed with it, because you can't just give information half-baked. People are not stupid. The internet is there, yes. People get information, yes. You release information on the blog, right, good. But then, what are you using the drugs for? At what point do we get to know? And then, how did these drugs get into the country without proper screening? Who are the people that are supposed to screen this shipment? And then who has it really? Because we don't ever get to hear the owners of these things. It's very disturbing that we are already dealing with a society that is already highly saturated with drugs. How much more we have more shipments without trails, without proper information and transparency as to what these ones are going to be used for, meaning the conspiracy theory on the street is also really giving us a dangerous perspective to things, which says that some of these drugs find their way back into the system. So we have porous borders, we have weak communities, we have weak ports, So at this point, are we going to say that we are looking at a healthy future for the future leaders of Nigeria? Because this society is already fully saturated with drugs. It's disturbing. It's quite a disturbing story. And NDLEA, well, maybe people will say kudos, but we want more than just seeing these things all of a sudden. We want to know what these drugs are used for, and we also want to know the owners of this shipment that just appear all of a sudden.
100%.
Okay, so moving on to the next story, Jeffrey and Chidima of the feral Throuple have announced the end of their 3-person relationship with their third partner, Precious. According to Chidima, the breakup was not caused by any scandal or major conflict, but simply because relationships evolve and sometimes it changes. Jeffrey admitted that he never expected the relationship to end, as they had believed they would remain together forever. Despite the breakup, the couple says they still believe in polyamory and polygyny and are now choosing to move forward separately. I'm going to take 2 comments on Instagram. So the first person is Mina on Instagram, and she says, that third wheel babe used to look like a person that didn't know what she was doing there, but just happy to be there. Then the second comment I'm going to take on Instagram says, Durable says, people don't have pressing issues, so they create one. Anyways, honestly, I am one person who cannot understand the fact that, 2 women give one man their exclusivity as a throuple and say that they are going to live together forever, happily ever after. I don't understand it. So if it was polygamy, you know that, okay, this man has one wife and another wife somewhere or in the same house, or maybe multiple wives, as we can call it. But this is not polygamy. This is polyamory, as they call it, or polygyny or something, where, one man, everybody is a couple, like we're all doing this thing together. Yeah. It's not a thing where, this man is with this woman today and with this other woman tomorrow. It's a thing where they are all in bed together. Amber, what's going on? I need help understanding this concept.
So, I'm happy for the girl, the precious girl that has left. Because before I even wanted to say that, I was talking about how you said, you don't know how 2 women can commit to one man. They are saying that men are scarce, so it's normal. So as men are scarce, if 2 hold one, at least it's helping the population. But I was just saying that I'm happy for the girl, because some people on the internet were saying as if thank God that her mother's prayers have rescued her, because actually she used to look so lost or out of place. As if maybe, I wouldn't say forced, but as if like she didn't really understand. Maybe she wanted to seem cool. Or maybe the way they explain it to her, they did not really explain it well. So she just used to feel so out of place. And people will be yabbing her that come. Are you sure you know what you're meant to do here? Like, and people will say that, the man does not love the dark-skinned one. He likes the other slimmer one. He doesn't like the plus-size babe. So I'm just like, thank God, she's out of it. But the thing is,
but they'll get somebody else. That's the problem.
They'll get somebody else. But a lot of people are not saying that, hey, this is why it's good for you to stick to God's plan, monogamy and whatnot. So I'm like, even the monogamous marriages are failing. You see a situation of a man and a woman come together, they will divorce, and nobody ever says that it means that this is rubbish, because some people don't understand the concept of this dynamic. I feel like everybody is free to do whatever they want to do. The one standard that we've been using for generations, things are changing, people are evolving. If it's your business or if it's something that you think you're cool with, you can enter into it. It does not mean that people should not look at you weird because of the kind of relationship that you want to do. As long as everybody is consenting in the relationship, carry go. Even if you guys want to be 10 and be having exclusive or be partners and be doing your whatever sexual activity, you're well within your rights.
Chidera, please, I need Chidera to go on.
Chidera, don't be the judge with this girl.
Chidera, please speak.
Please, why you sound so woke?
I'm very woke.
There's way too many things that are completely unacceptable. Yes, it is done. It is unconventional, but what exactly? To what means? To what end exactly? So, feral
Throuple. Oh my God.
Throuple, guy. Even I cannot pronounce it.
God.
So as she okay. Now, as she has left the
dynamic,
the relationship now. Will she get into another one? Because like she has already built her identity on that. Like a lot of people will see her now.
Went for interviews.
Because aside the fact that she is voluptuous,
right? Plus size.
No, there's difference between plus size and voluptuous. Well, you guys, so aside that, we already know her. It's not this girl that was married to that man that has another babe.
Chidera, thank you, right? Because you brought something out of my head, right? The fact that you said that will she go into another relationship, I thought about it. I'm like, did she wake up one morning to realize that she's no longer interested in polyamory, polygyny, or polygamy? She just wants monogamy, or she no want marry at all? I don't know, but
I don't know, Sha. I'm trying my best to understand the people, coming for them and all that. This is not something strange. In my opinion. We have a lot of men that have 2-3 wives. Is it not the same thing?
It's not the same thing.
It's the same
and
thing.
Wait, let me explain. They are in bed together.
I understand. I've seen a couple of their videos.
Okay, they are in bed. They do together. Yes.
That's
the
difference. The thing is now.
No, they call it polyamory and polygyny.
Even the men that are married to 3 wives, you don't know what happens.
Exactly.
There was a lady that went viral.
That one,
I think she sells herbs and all that on TikTok, and she went viral for always bringing girls into a bed with her husband. So people are afraid. It's just because of the way we frown against all those things. I'm not here to yuck anybody's yum. If that is what you like, then go ahead. Instead of you having multiple partners, if you already have an arrangement and you understand. So I think that was what happened. The 3 of them, they had an arrangement. They understood that, okay, this is what we want. The man wants 2 women. The women were comfortable with all being in bed with him, and everybody was fine. And now it's not working out. So me and President having a conversation before we came on air, and she was saying, the normal relationship where it's a man and a woman, it scatters and nobody bats an eye, and it is rightfully so. So if you marry a man and the relationship goes downhill, nobody frowns, they decided, okay, you can go ahead and marry another person. So it is the same thing in my opinion. She should go ahead and marry another person.
Please help me. This adulthood in 2026, you can't get a CBO. Honestly, this adulthood, I need help at this point, because I don't know if you need help, but so many things, you just realize that everybody, they mind their business, drink water, drop cup, because right now, and I use the word to each his own, like drink water and mind your business. If it is feral throuple style you want, okay, or if it is polygamy, or if it is monogamy, or if you don't even want to marry at all. So the realization in adulthood that there are a lot of dynamics and people can just decide to be whatever they want to be or do whatever they want to do, sometimes it's highly exhausting and tiring, because make it make sense that you're in bed together, or married people are bringing people from outside to be in bed with them. Like, they confuse themselves, deceive themselves, and they are highly delusional, because you say that, okay, you want monogamy, and then you're bringing another woman into your matrimonial home to have fun with you and your husband.
Home?
No, I mean, and then
they were joined in holy matrimony.
No. I'm referring to the other story that Eniola
said. The slimmer lady and the guy are married. Then they now brought the precious babe into their dynamic.
Okay, the 2 of them are married.
Yeah, they're actually legally married. Yes.
Oh, the 2.
No, not Precious. The other
Chidima,
lady,
Chidima,
the other one and the guy, they are married. Then Precious is somebody that joined them later, so they are not.
So after all, I was very to another story, but you see, I'm not wrong. The madness that is going on in the world, I really cannot understand.
It's not really madness though, because it does not.
No. To me, it's madness. I will accept it. So I accept that to me, this is serious madness.
One thing we don't want to agree as a human being is that these things have always happened.
Yeah.
It's just
that
because
they're giving
we have
you
social
new name.
media and you are having information at the tips of your hands.
Yeah.
When we watch movies like Spartacus and the likes, you see the kind of erotic things that goes on, and it's stemming from the history of the Romans and all that. That is what they used for the movie. So these things, we've always had freaks. You have people doing orgies and
but
the
it's
like.
not normal now.
It's not about being
No, what is not normal to you can be normal to another person.
But people have been doing this.
Sorry, hold
men
on.
that are marrying 2-3 wives, you do not know what they are doing behind closed doors. They won't sit you down and say, oh, last night we had a 3-some, we had a 4-some. They won't tell you that. But they are doing it. But now social media, everybody is free to come out to say, oh, this is what is happening. You know, we are sharing all of our lives.
Just
so that is why it's looking strange.
No, to me, it's completely strange. But I would like to ask you that is watching, if you feel like this is madness or it's something you can do. Do you think it's okay? Please help us in our social media handle. Let us know your own opinion as well. Just go on Instagram, type what's hot, because this is a social media show on television. Let's know what you think. But Prince, you wanted to say something.
Thank you very much. Even people that are in these so-called monogamous marriages, that they say, oh, this is God's plan. They just do that one for societal posturing. You don't know what is even going on inside their bedrooms. A lot of men that they are doing monogamy, they'll say, okay, honey, or maybe the wife now, or the husband will feel like, oh, maybe his skin is not really standing again. Can I bring a man inside you? They are bringing people into their marriages. These are people that were seeing them in society that, okay, it's just one man and one woman. I think that I would rather somebody comes like this and say, okay, this is how our dynamic is. They are not deceiving anybody, than for you to be deceiving people that you are doing monogamy, but inside your secret closet, you know what you're doing.
Okay.
So let us not be hypocrites.
I like what you just said, but logically, right, I have spoken to a lot of therapists, and you realize that some kind of throuples, like 3 people relationship, like both married and bringing somebody, like the way you say you are happy that they are open about it, sometimes it span out of cheating. It spans out of the fact that somebody is feeling insecure and less of themselves, you know, like, what do I have what do they have that I don't have, you know? So because you want to validate your relationship, you want to find a place or a balance, you go out there to get somebody else and say, okay, can we all just be together, so that you find a place, you know? So when I heard this from a therapist, I was so shocked to my bones. So we cannot just say, okay, it's okay that they're saying their truth, but where is it spanning from? That's another thing.
Anyways, I just want to add that it's good that the girl opted out of the relationship, because it's giving pick the odd one out. She's, aside the fact that the whole voluptuous is everywhere,
and she might be an African woman dream.
She's just out of place when they are together and they're doing their rubbish on camera. It's almost like she's pick her out.
In your own eyes.
Yes.
Some men are out there that love it. They love it too much. Anyways, let's move on to the next story. So moving on to the next story, I'm like, let's move on to the next story. My brain is frozen.
Yeah, moving on to the next conversation story. So this one is rather sad. A 26-year-old woman was allegedly beaten to death by her husband's side chick. Men, they will always embarrass you. So a 26-year-old woman was beaten to death by her husband's side chick in Zambia. The woman, identified as Vanessa Kayama, has reportedly died after being allegedly attacked by her husband's alleged lover in Kitwe, Zambia. So according to her uncle, Vanessa went to confront the suspect, which is the alleged side chick, Christian, over an alleged affair with her husband on Tuesday, August 18. And she was reportedly later found unconscious and bleeding near a market. So a postmortem allegedly revealed that she died from blood clots on both sides of the brain. The suspect is now on the run and the family is calling for justice. And sadly, Vanessa leaves behind 3 children, with her youngest child reportedly being 5-year-old. This is sad. Scopic says, "May her soul rest in peace, but no man is worth dying for. It is so painful that she left her children behind. I hope this is a lesson to other women. The children are the victim here, in my opinion." Mrs. Oba says, "If you must confront a side chick, please be certain you are likely to win the fight, because she did not see this coming. May her soul rest in peace." And Benjamin says both the husband and the side chick must be charged and jailed because adultery is a crime. I don't know, but I don't know how much we have to say it, but please stop confronting people, especially because of a man. Because let's put it aside, even if you are strong enough to fight this side chick, what if reverse was the case and the side chick dies while you were beating her? You are still going to go to jail. Your children will become motherless. They will be at the mercies of family members or your irresponsible husband that put you in this situation in the first place. I know that you can't change a man and once you have realized that this is the mistake you have made, this man of a mistake is cheating and everything, I think the best thing is just to make sure, some women can do it in a way that, they can still stay with the man, but they know that they are all there for their children. But if you know you can't take it, just leave this man and let peace be. Because now she did not see this coming. She probably thought she was going to embarrass the side chick, and then you met somebody that was stronger than you, and now you paid with your life. This man is still going to go ahead to marry another woman. He's still going to have sex with multiple women. Your children might not be catered for. Now it is something that is not even certain. We don't know if your family members will be able to take up the task of taking care of your children, and you don't know if this man in question will be responsible or loving enough to care for the children. So the children will be left at the mercies of every other person. So now this situation is very, very sad. May she rest in peace.
Yes, so may she rest in peace. So, but this is a very serious story. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We want to go on a quick break, and then we will bring more stories that are trending on social media to you. Stay with us.
Your timeline is messy. Your group chat is loud. But nobody breaks it down like what's hot.
This is definitely what's hot this week.
Ladies, what is the case?
Internet versus common sense.
Who would
would have thought Omotola would walk off an interview just like that because they asked you who you be.
Wow.
Daniel Rega said just because you sent a woman to school doesn't mean she's mandated to marry you. What do you think about that? Put it in the comment section.
Nigeria's first live social media show. 5 young ladies on a bold mission on one hot table.
All the Twitter buzzwords.
We did it, can't pay.
TikTok chaos nko.
For this parliament, we dey watch una for 5D.
Even political wahala, we go drag una like small generator.
No filters, no hiding.
Once it trends, we on What's Hot pick it up on the radar.
If it is sensational, embarrassing, and horrific.
If it's controversial, explosive, and crazy, best bet.
We are still talking. Even when it's shocking, scandalous, and unbelievable.
And someone will definitely get shamed, dragged, and publicly disgraced.
What's Hot every weekday morning on Silverbird Television and 11 a.m. on Rhythm 93.7 FM. Social media never sleeps.
And it never forgets and never forgives.
Welcome back. This is still What's Hot on Silverbird Television, where we talk about every trending story on social media. It is true, social media never sleeps and it never forgets and it never forgives. But then what are we going to say about a story like this where a 26-year-old woman, have been beaten to death by her husband's side chick? I mean, at this point, even if social media doesn't forgive her, does not forget, and does not, whatever social media does, this woman is on the run right now. Are they ever going to find her, considering the fact that it is Africa, where, we have a lot of stories around data issues and whatnot. We have a lot of stories around people going to the next community to go and stay, and then you don't even know that that's the person that they're looking for or that is wanted. So I think that Africa needs to do better when it comes to our justice system, investigative system, and the entire process. But what do you guys think? Let me even open the floor before I come back.
Thank you very much for opening that floor. At the end of the day, I will just say that there's no man that is worth fighting for, right? So if you have committed yourself to this person, find out that they are cheating, just carry your bags and leave. If you know that you cannot tolerate the cheating, except you want to do like how our mothers were doing, just tolerating it, that don't worry, he will change. Because a lot of women have gone through cheating, and when they've prayed and they find out that, prayers will not stop a cheating man, they'll just focus their attention on their children and say, let me just be here for my children. Now you found out that your husband, has cheated on you or he's cheating. Why did you not just fight him or confront him? What business do you have with that side chick? Yes, what she did was wrong, even though she doesn't owe you anything, but she owes you basic decency that, okay, this is somebody's partner. But I don't think you have any business going to go and fight a side chick. The person you should fight is somebody that has had a commitment to you before God, saying that, okay, he made a vow. And because he has broken this vow and is not honoring this vow, you should have a conversation with him. Please stop this, I do not like it. If he doesn't stop, you pack your bags and go. Marriage is not a do or die affair. If you have failed in marriage, it does not mean that you have failed in life. And living in bad marriage does not mean that you have failed in marriage. It just means that you loved somebody, the person broke your trust, and you left because he wasn't serving you anymore. So now this whole situation could have been avoided. This woman wouldn't have died if she had just done any of these things, but instead she went to go and fight, this side chick. And I will always say, don't go and fight anybody, because if you go and fight them, you'll see what just happened now. And this woman is on the road. And I mean, with the way justice system is now, they might never see this woman. So you just die for nothing. Your children will just be on the streets. This man definitely will marry another person. Now who can't lose? The side chick now who can't lose at the end of the day?
You can't marry the side chick.
But may her soul rest in peace, But I hope other women learn from this. There's no man that is worth fighting for.
Yes. Yeah.
Chidera.
Nobody is worth fighting for. The story is reminding me of this South African movie that made the waves some time ago.
Yeah.
But really, we said no man is worth fighting for, because the man was fully aware that what he was doing was completely wrong, right? And I don't understand. Anyways, I'm not going to fault the woman. Really, I won't fault, because there's this. I don't know how to describe the emotion that comes when you see and when you know that your partner, who you really, really love, by the way, is spending time with another person. So, there are people who react to their emotions differently. Some people can just break down and cry. Some people can be so fed up with crying, and they would want to intentionally hurt the person. So I'm thinking that that's what happened to this lady. She's just 26. She's so young, and she has 3 children. And it's really just so sad that the man will continue to live his life as a perpetual cheat. Probably even get married to the side chick and still cheat on the side chick with another person.
Clock it. If they had told the parents of this girl that it is a man that will end her life, they'll not believe. The day that they rub powder or baby into the world, and then maybe somebody now sees the girl and says, don't worry, it is when you marry your husband's side chick that will kill you. She would swear for that person. But you see how life is. And Pray said something, why go fight the woman when the problem is the man who could not keep his vows? And let's remember that when you want to just get angry and blow things out of proportion instead of letting the right authorities come into play, remember that human being, our lives, we no get part 2. There is no photocopy anywhere. So once a person is dead, the person is dead and gone forever. So look at her. She never expected to have a brain injury that would lead to her death. She never expected that the lady was going to push her down and she will die. And even the lady being on the run never expected that that fight was going to lead to the death of this woman. So you see, sometimes things happen that we never planned for. So the main person to even throw your anger on is not the side chick, it's the man in question. What is the side chick's business there if he cannot zip up and keep his penis in his pants? But regardless, we have to move on to the next story.
Okay, moving on to the next story. Fitness instructor and Nike athlete Tunde Oyeneye has opened up about a painful childhood experience with colorism, revealing that a cruel comment about her dark complexion once made her consider changing the color of her skin. Now, speaking on a podcast, Tunde recalled being in 5th or 6th grade when she was told that a boy thought she was pretty but would never date her because her skin was so dark. She said the comment deeply affected her and led her to ask her brother how she could make her skin lighter. She then described that she made a very dangerous bleach water mixture in an attempt to lighten her skin. She said she tested the mixture on her hand before ultimately not going through with the plan. Looking back, she says she frequently thinks about how seriously she could have injured herself. Now, this is Amy. Amy is saying black skin is literally the most beautiful skin tone ever. Africans can be particularly colorist. We sometimes place lighter skin on a pedestal while treating darker skin as less attractive or less desirable. It's a mindset we really need to unlearn. Honestly, we need to do better as Africans. Now, this is Jeffrey. Jeffrey is saying, this is heartbreaking. No child should be ever made to feel ashamed of their natural skin. What can leave scars that last for years? Thankfully, she found the strength to heal and embrace herself. Now, this last comment is coming from Amuru. He's saying, no amount of insults fits make me change my skin color. But this is heartbreaking, Sha. No child should ever be made to feel like their skin is something they need to change. Honestly, I think, when people say, oh, colonialism has left, we still have remnants of it because all this, colorism stems from colonialism basically and racism. When people think that, oh, the lighter skin is better, even from media, you've seen how they portray a white bird as something good or a white dove as something good and a black bird as something evil. So we have been made to believe that there's something bad or something ugly or something dirty about dark skin. You see how people would literally go and bleach, applying creams to bleach their skin, and later they'll be having liver problems. You don't know the kind of tonics that they've mixed for you to be like that. But going back to this girl's story, I would say that the irony was even that this guy was also dark-skinned himself. So imagine the kind of hate you have to hate yourself to not even love your own skin, to say, oh, you cannot date somebody because, oh, she's dark-skinned. And as somebody that was young, like her, I can even imagine the kind of, psychological effects it had on her, because imagine maybe somebody that you like saying that, oh, the reason why they cannot date you is because you're dark. So she will not be wondering that, is this dark skin that is a problem? This dark skin is the reason why somebody that I like doesn't want to date me back. But I'm very happy that something stopped her from going to go and literally damage her skin because of what one small ignorant boy said about her. Also, I also say that in schools, this thing of insulting people for their skin color, it should be regarded as a form of bullying that should be punished. I feel like if people are being punished for these things, they will realize that these things that they're doing is bad and they should stop doing it. But the floor is open, guys.
Honestly, right, I don't understand why Africans are very colorist. You know, when you said that, I completely agreed with you, because we live in a society where we all share this melanin together. We're all brown skinned. Some people are just slightly lighter than other people, while some people are, you know, slightly darker. But then the thing is, we're all Africans, right? But you see people saying, if you know yellow, or if she know they light skinned, she know fine, or she for fine if she for be light skinned, you know, and all these things. This is highly disturbing in a society where we're supposed to be considered as one, as Africans, as blacks. You know, you can imagine a black man calling a black man black. So by the time this black man travels now, and then maybe racism happens to him and people are chasing him around for because of racism, what would that black man say? That they are chasing his fellow black man still? You'll be a very big hypocrite. So it's because we have not loved our own first. That's why we cannot even protect the ones that are out there in diaspora that are going through heck of racism. You know, it's disturbing that this woman would get to the point where she wants to bleach her own skin, like literally burn her own skin. Oh, this one is outright harm to herself. So it's highly disturbing. Imagine how many people have even committed suicide as a result of maybe their parents saying they are ugly, or, you know, neighbors saying, you know, fine, you ugly, and whatnot. It's disturbing, honestly.
So I just want to ask Precious, Praise, did she
you want to
have
that
that
new
effect
name?
when she was a child, or it's just at her very big age like this?
She's recounting something that happened when she was a child.
Okay.
Really, this is
and she looked so beautiful. By the way,
her complexion is really beautiful. There's like parents really have a major role to play in making sure that their child or their children have, you know, good self-esteem, right? It's not just daily affirmations or whatever. Literally let it live in their head that regardless of wherever I am or whatever it is that happens to me, I know that I am beautiful just the way I was, you know, made to be.
Yes.
Right? And it really goes a long way in, you know, messing with a child's psyche. Not even just a child, even as adults.
Yes.
Adults have problems that they face, just that we don't get to talk about it. It's just something, a demon that we fight within ourselves, right?
100%.
But it really just take a very, very bad toll on a child, and if that child is not careful, it's really going to have a long-lasting effect on the long run. But
Sometimes
I'm really just happy that the realization hit her and she was able to embrace her full identity as a black woman.
Yeah, I want to speak on something. I want to speak on something that, you know, Chidera just said about parents making sure that they build their children's self-esteem. While that is valid, I'll also say that the kind of media your children consume is very important, because you can be telling your child one thing, but what are they seeing, you know, in the media when you're watching, you know, adverts, and then they're advertising, you know, the fairest girls, and it just kind of plays a kind of psychological effect, you know, on their mind. Imagine, I mean, also the musicians too, when they sing. Mavon recently had like a lyric where he was saying, oh, I define my babe, no be the black one, the fair one. And I'm just like, things like this, when young guys listen to it, they keep on pushing this narrative that, oh, light-skinned girls are better. At the end of the day, you can have a preference, right? You can say, oh, I prefer her because she's lighter, nothing bad. But you're now putting down another skin tone. That's what makes it problematic, and it should not be encouraged in media. Now your child is listening to this kind of thing now, and they're feeling that, oh God, maybe that's why my crush did not approach me because I'm dark skinned. How can I look for one mixture somewhere? Somebody will not take advantage of your insecurities, insecurities, and then now make something that is poisonous for your skin. Because you want light skin, you will now change your body. God that made you dark skin, he did not make any mistake. If you're dark skin, you have to love yourself for it. There's nothing wrong with being dark skin.
You guys have said it all. The comments like this is the reason we still have all the skincare gurus selling Snow White sets, this one sets, that one set. You understand, for people, and because they are capitalizing on people's insecurity, because it has been pushed, it has been shoved, and you need to understand. I don't think we can all have the same skin shade. Even white people, the skin tones are different. It is ranging. Yeah. You have some with tan, olive kind of skin, and you have people that are like very, very white looking. So there will always be a difference. So you just have to know your skin is beautiful. You are not what people are saying about you.
Yes, so I feel like saying "Play Me Brown Skin Girl" by Beyonce. But you know, thank you Chidera and Praise. Praise talked about inclusion, and I love it. And then Chidera also spoke about parents, you know, being
Building
involved in their
self-esteem.
children's life to build confidence. I mean, that can go a long way. You don't know. I mean, like I bless God every day for the parents that He gave me, you know, and for those children who are struggling out there that don't have parents by their side, I send you love and light. But regardless, I think that if you're a parent, you need to do the work in your child's life. You need to build self-confidence, because it's going to stand against things like this. This lady is beautiful, you know. But let's move on. Moving on to the next story.
Yeah, this one is a sad one. A 39-year-old man was apprehended after he was accused of taking a 10-year-old girl into a bathroom and molesting her while they were at a swimming pool in Lagos. Now, always the men. Anyways, now this is a comment. This one is from Master Chief, and he says, why would an adult man like this be looking, what would he be looking for in the body of a 10-year-old? They should ask the girl child what the young man did to her in the bathroom. When we have adult ladies everywhere, he chose unripe mango. It is well.
Seriously?
No jungle justice. No, you don't understand why. Well,
Yeah, she gets.
Yeah, but I understand, but that word is
Unripe
kind of
mango.
derogatory. Yes, unripe mango.
Anyways, this one is from North Star, and he said, even the devil gets amazed by the urges that some people harbor in their minds. This is from Love and Night, and she says, the men handling him are not even angry enough. They should be dragging him on his stomach.
Wow.
Well, okay, see, I don't even know what to say. Really, it's so sad that every single time, 8 times out of 10, we talk about issues like this, right? How there are no even laws to protect or to go against or to fight anybody who is found wanting, man and woman alike, of crimes like this, right? It doesn't make sense that, you know, jungle justice will be performed. I hope it was performed on this guy, because he's well deserving of that and even more. But then again, what happens after? I heard in the video that someone said this is how he has been doing. This is how he has been doing. So the idiot was very much aware of the fact that this man had been perpetrating such heinous crimes on women, children, and nothing was done. Like, I just sit and I just think, like, why is there not an active system that protects the vulnerable, right? Why is there not an active system? Just yesterday, I was also reading of a policewoman who was sharing the story of how, do you know the story?
It's
a 10-year-old, like, it's God is Lord. Things they share, like, it is really just sad that till now it has not touched the body of the government to say that they would collaborate with NGOs, because there are NGOs who are actively fighting against victims of sexual assault, right? It's not a priority. What they deem necessary is giving empty cylinder, giving pants, giving wrappers with their ugly faces imprinted on it, and doing nothing to actually save the lives of the people who put them in power. It doesn't make any sense that a lot of men are roaming the streets knowing that they are predators, even still cooking more thoughts, See, I don't even want.
Honestly, sorry, but what do you expect from a system where we have senators marrying underage children? I mean, they wouldn't want to make laws that is going to shoot them in the foot. They are predators themselves, most of them. So that is it. But my problem in this case is that if this guy was a gay guy that was having sex with another consenting adult, I'm sure the way the mob would have lynched them, it would be so gory that we would not want to be talking about it this morning. But we have this man out, because what it was looking like in the video, they were dragging him. In cases like this, I will understand jungle justice, honestly, because it feels like the system, the law is made in a way that it enables them. It makes them go scot-free and nothing is going to happen. In the video, one of the person that was saying, oh, he has been doing that, I think a couple of people in the comment were saying that was the manager of the pool. So what do you mean we have a system where this guy is already known to be a predator, yet he is still allowed around children? What happens to the sex offender registry, where people like this should be put there, where their faces should be plastered everywhere, and for people to know that they should not be allowed anywhere children are? Because it makes no sense to me. See this, I mean, Castration for all this type of people. There is nothing to talk about. He doesn't need redemption. There is nothing to hear from him. Just let him go. It should be -1.
See, I feel like just taking a deep breath. This story is disturbing. I don't know, but the internet these days, you just get to see only disturbing stories, and disturbing stories. But Chidera brought up the Delta State CSP woman who has been, a policewoman who has been on tour. She has been going from school to school. She took it upon herself to go to different schools, and schools are even writing her on social media now that, Madam, please, we want you to come to our school. Apart from just being a policewoman, she said she's also a mother. So what is the story that a parent sent their 10-year-old child, who is a boy, to go and learn barbing? He got there, and the first thing the man did was to bring out his penis and dip into the...
No, he first of all, he set the tone.
Yes,
he showed him two male adults having sex.
Then
and he was like, do you like something like this?
Exactly. And then they started. When the pain was excruciating, he now had to bring out his penis and put in the mouth of that child. And eventually, that's how they started. Until
2 years.
Two years. And this child went for holiday, and finally was grandma that said, Abego, you people should come. Why? Before your child spoils other grandchildren for me. You know, eventually she was able to bring out the truth from this child, and she's been going to schools, from school to enlighten children. See, sex education should not be for adults alone, even for kids. I mean, that's why I keep saying is that as a child, right, I got all this kind of education, and it helped. You know, so don't think that, oh, by the time you start discussing sex with your children, they are too young to know about these things. Let them know. Let them know at what point they even need to scream for help, you know. Okay, now let's talk about the pool manager saying that, you know, this guy has been doing this thing over time. It means that he has been an accomplice to crime all this while because he kept quiet, you know. How dare you say he's been doing it and you're just there? So meaning, how many children has this man defiled over time, and keep telling them, if you tell anybody, I'll kill your mommy, I'll kill your daddy, I'll kill you. You know, so this is serious. I think that pool manager should be arrested as well for concealing such things, for even knowing at all that it has been happening and he kept quiet. He's an accomplice to crime, period. But, you know, let's move on. So moving on to the next story, a married man or a man has come out to give all the netizens an advice, and he said, his name is Dr. Joey Abba, OON. Guys, when you're in a long-term relationship with a good woman, try everything you can to improve her. I don't just mean the material things like, remember, I even bought her iPhone and Bone Street. It's for weak and inferior men. Yes, you will do those, but they shouldn't be your claim to fame. Improve her professionally, academically if she wants, and financially, and give her security. You will benefit from it more than you think. I am easy more. I know things. Okay, so I'm going to take two comments on Instagram. So the first comment says, a man that loves you will definitely spend and invest in you. Make nobody deceive you. This is from Princess Star. And then the next comment is from Nita Official, and she says, men are providers. If a man doesn't spend on you, he does not love you. Well, although there's the argument that relationship has become very transactional, you know, but I think that if you want to trace history and way back and ask why they call men providers, you realize that there are certain things men did that were just part of their nature, right? So when they see a woman and they love a woman, they want to make sure she's okay, provide for her, protect her, you know, be there for her and all of that. Those things just came naturally. And because of that, I think they coined the word, you know, provider. And if a man is a provider and is in your life and he genuinely cares for you, I think that this man will go all out for you too. And if you're genuine as well, because there are some people that are not genuine and then this men get to realize and then just step back. But if you're genuine genuine and it's a relationship that is very healthy, I think that this man would want to be there for you. But regardless, I think that what this Joey, who has called himself Ezemo, and for those people who don't know what Ezemo is, it means Dibia, native doctor in Igbo language, you know, so he says he knows things. But I think that if you invest in your woman financially, economically, and otherwise, allow her to spread her wings and fly, very sure you would definitely benefit from it in the long term. I mean, why not?
Yeah, they always say that don't just give somebody fish, teach them how to fish. I think it's a wise decision for you as a man to invest, you know, in your woman. And when they talk about invest, it's not just about money, you know, or you say, oh, I want to send that abroad. I know I'm even talking above, like, beyond that. But it could also be encouraging her. You know that she's ambitious about something, because there are some men that would like to kill their women's dream. This was just a word of encouragement. Okay, this is what I think you should do. Not that she will come and give you a problem. And I say, okay, so what should we now do now? Be a problem solver. That's what I'm trying to say. So the investment doesn't have to be money. Even if it can also be money, you know, if you know that she's passionate about something, she wants to improve her skills, you can pay for it. Even if it's an education, because you know that by the time she gets that degree, it will really now come back to help the household. It's better to have a two, you know, income household than have one. It's better, you know, to know that, okay, if I'm not there tomorrow, now my children will not suffer because I have a wife that is financially independent or stable to be able to run things in the household. Economy is becoming so hard now. Life don't serious pass to just they buy frivolous or material things that would not, you know, last so long. If you buy her a bag, it's perishable. Buy her things or stock or something that you know that, hey, if anything happens, if there's an emergency, she can stand and she can assist your own business. But yeah, invest in your partner, because relationship is about give and take. If you're dating somebody, you should be able to pour into them just like the same way they're also pouring into you. But yeah,
you know, the irresponsible ones will come to argue that, oh, what if I empower a woman and that is when she grows wings, that is when she's not
which
obeying
wings?
Because no, you know, so a lot of them, it is all about control. This is why we have millionaires, multi-millionaires with wives that don't even have up to 100K in their accounts, and they look good, they wear the latest clothes, they're fashionable, they wear good airs and the likes, but madam doesn't have money because Oga thinks if madam dares be financially independent, she will not be able to take all the nonsense I'm shoving down her throat. So I would rather have madam in a place where she looks good to every other person, but I know that she has nothing to her name. So if she wants to leave me, people would call her crazy, because I mean, what do you think, who do you think you are, wanting to leave a good and responsible man that is taking care of it? So I understand what the man is saying. It makes sense. I don't see a reason you being with a man that is not making your life better in any way. I mean, you are bringing value to the table, so he should be able to pour into you, not you just giving and giving and giving with nothing to show for it.
Okay, so from this angle, I would say big shame to every woman who feels like, you know, you just want to suck the man dry, and eventually these women, they don't even have savings. Like, there are girls out there and you'll be shocked at what they do. But regardless, also, it is weakness to every man who feels like they cannot be with a woman of power. And it is weakness to any man who feels like he cannot let his woman fly. You know, yesterday we had a conversation around, oh, why men would go for younger women. Is it because they are naive, blah, 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 and all of that? I mean, you better invest in your woman, because she might just be the backbone that you need. Yes, but Chidera, do you have anything to say?
I'm good.
Okay, we can quickly take one story before leaving.
All right, moving on to the next conversation. This one is horrific, honestly. I don't even know what to say. So an alleged necrophilia brothel was shut down in rural Missouri. So the authorities in western Missouri says that an alleged necrophilia brothel was shut down on Thursday night after deputies received a tip about the illicit after-hours activities at a small funeral home. Police said the funeral home's owner was contacted and agreed to meet the officers at the business after several unfamiliar vehicles were seen parked behind the building. The owner unlocked the doors and allowed the deputies inside. And according to investigators, 3 men were found in separate rooms with corpses in various stages of decomposition. Police said a funeral home employee was accused of organizing the encounters and giving customers access after closing. The state officials later inspected the building while records, payment logs, phones, and storage equipment were seized. So charges are pending, including the abuse of a corpse, prostitution-related offenses and violations tied to the handling of human remains. Take a minute. Take a minute.
The fact that you want to take a minute, we don't even have that minute in your lap. This is so disturbing. But you know what? You know what? We have to continue with this story on Reading 93.7 FM because time is fast spent. We really have to go. But this story is highly disturbing. 3 men found with corpses at different stages of decomposition. That is highly disturbing. What kind of world do we live in? Oh my God. But regardless, make sure you have a wonderful day if you can and be safe. My name is Vera Chuku, your baby girl for life.
And my name is Chidera Amakaya Dewa. See you next time.
All right, thank you very much for staying tuned. I know the stories are very, very horrific, especially the last one, but you get to chill with us on radio. My name is Enela Adekunle. I'll see you next time.
Hi guys, lovely conversation. My name is Praise Obata. See you next time.